Hey Deanna, how was lunch?
It's 3 in the morning in Mecca. And this is about as quiet as it gets.
Hajj is the largest annual pilgrimage in the world. It happens in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, and for Muslims, it's a requirement that you have to do once in your lifetime. The Saudi government estimated that last year there were over 3 million pilgrims who attended, but the unofficial number is much higher. My parents are originally from Lahore, Pakistan. They're practicing Muslims, and last year they decided it was time for them to perform Hajj. So I went with them to help them with their journey, but also for myself as well. It was the first time for all of us. And I didn't go thinking I was going to make a VBS documentary. I just took the smallest handycam we had in the office and literally shot from the hip. You're not allowed to shoot in most of the holy places, so this is the footage I managed to sneak out. We flew on Saudi Arabian Airlines. It was about a 10-hour flight from JFK to Medina, where we spent 6 days getting mentally prepared for the Hajj that we were about to embark on. In pre-Islamic times, Medina was a place where the travelers who were crossing the desert in camel caravans would come to rest. It was kind of like a desert oasis. In modern times, it's kind of the same thing, but there are less camels and more shopping malls and hotels. There's also a stunning mosque there called the Prophet's Masjid, which is the second holiest site in Islam. When you're there, you basically just go to the mosque 5 times a day for 6 days straight to get into a meditative state. The mosque is huge. It holds almost 700,000 people, and when we were there for the Friday prayer, it was pretty much full. Flying to Mecca from Medina was really interesting. Before we went to the airport, we cleansed ourselves in a very specific way, and then we had to put on a white, seamless garment made out of terry cloth that all the pilgrims have to wear, and it's a renunciation of the life that you come from, and is supposed to put everyone on the same level. There's no upper class or lower class. Everyone's the same. It's just you in the sheet, and that's it. This is called getting into a state of Ihram. Besides the clothes, there are a lot of other rules. You can't smoke, you can't have sex, you can't shave, you can't cut your nails, and there are a bunch of other no-nos. So we got on this charter just for the pilgrims, and 10 minutes after the plane took off from Medina, the captain announced that we'd flown over a designation point and we were in the zone near Mecca, and we all had to start reciting a prayer. And our group guide got onto the loudspeaker system of the airplane and started yelling the prayer. Everyone started chanting it, and I had a moment where I looked around and saw all of these men and women in their white robes, the men with their beards, and just thought if someone from the West could see us right now, they would think we were a bunch of fanatical jihadis on some kind of an insane mission, when in reality it was just pilgrims excited to go on this spiritual quest. I think what was most odd about this flight were the flight attendants, who were all Filipino, wearing their normal Saudi flight attendant outfits, looking like they would rather have any other gig in the world than this one. We landed in Jeddah and took a bus into Mecca, and that ride into the city was one of the wilder scenes I've ever seen in my life. There were all these pilgrims coming from all directions in all kinds of vehicles, and you see them riding on the tops of cars and vans and buses. I remember seeing a pilgrim jumping from the roof of one bus to another. Everybody's just trying to get to the city. Mecca is not a very big city, and during the year it's a relatively mellow place, except during the week of Hajj. The city completely transforms. And half the challenge of completing your Hajj is getting all these rituals done in a very strict timeline, dealing with the fact that there are about 3 million other people there trying to do the exact same thing at the same time. After we checked into our hotel in Mecca, we walked towards the Grand Mosque, which is also known as the Masjid al-Haram. It's the holiest place in Islam, and it's a massive structure. This mosque can hold upwards of 4 million people with its outdoor and indoor space, which during Hajj is technically the largest gathering of people in the world at any given time. This mosque is what Muslims pray towards from all over the world. And as you're walking towards it, you feel the anticipation build. People have been waiting their whole lives to come to this place. And once you enter the mosque, then you see the Kaaba. The Kaaba is a black box in the center of the Grand Mosque, and it was built around 2000 BC. And people have been praying towards it since before Islam started. And when Prophet Muhammad finally showed up, he cleaned up the place, got rid of all
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Rahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. The English translation of that is, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all the praise and thanks be to Allah, the Lord of the Alamin and all that exists, the most gracious, the most merciful, the only owner of the day of resurrection. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us on the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, and not the way of those not the way of those who have earned your wrath. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of History, Community Life, and Diversity of Most Americans in New England. I guess you got it from the opening video. It's just about Hajj time. That is the annual pilgrimage to Mecca that the believers in Islam make yearly. Those who travel to Mecca yearly, some don't, some do it just once in a lifetime. But according to Islam, you're only required to make that Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca only once. If you do it more than once, that's on you. But Allah requires you to do it only once. Okay, I'm Hasson Rashid, and this is once again the History of Human Life, Diversity of Most Americans in New England. And as we were saying, this is just about almost Hajj season. I think people, they start getting ready for travel around the 14th of August, but I think Hajj is it starts actually from the 19th until the 24th of August. That's when they actually make the pilgrimage. But the people, they get their travel plans together by the 14th of August. That's right. So if you're just lingering around, you go on and wrap your travel plans up if you intend to make Hajj this year. Okay, we're going to try to get back to that video in a few minutes, and some few other tips on how you can prepare for Hajj, especially women. There's a lot of talk about women not making the correct preparations for Hajj. So we have a little video we want to run, and it's all about tips that women can use in preparation for Hajj. Okay, we're going to turn to what's happening right here at CCTV in the near future. There is and I remind you, there's the women of CCTV, a video retrospective from 1988 to 2018. That's Sunday, August 5th to from 12 to 6 p.m. That's a video retrospective, I guess, of the women of CCTV. So don't you miss that. Once again, it's August 5th from 12 to 6 p.m. right here at CCTV. Okay, there's Lighting and Design Aesthetics. There's a course coming up entitled Lighting, Design, and Aesthetics, and it's a prerequisite Field Camera 1. So all of you who have the prerequisite Field Camera 1 are invited to enroll for this course. Okay, proper lighting is the basic building blocks for setting the tone of a scene. Learn how to create and capture beautiful images with just 2 sessions, hands-on workshops in lighting design. That's $50 for members, $75 for non-members. 2 sessions Tuesday, August 7th and August 14th. August 14th, enrollment is required, so sign up to 617-661-6900. That's at Cambridge Community Television, 438 Massachusetts Avenue. And also, there's the end of the summer screening. Okay, that's end of summer screening featuring original videos from Teens and Summer Media Institute. That's Summer Media Institute. That's a teenage program here, CCTV. That's a Thursday, August 9th, 6 p.m., Central Square Theater, 450 Massachusetts Avenue, free and open to the public. That's right next door to 438. That's the Central Square Theater. There's the end of summer screening featuring original videos from Teens in the Summer Media Institute. So it's free and open to the public. And thank you to our program supporters. That's from CCTV, management of CCTV. Okay, that's about all I got for you as far as that's concerned. I just want to remind you that all you Star Watchers, there will be definitely the crescent moon from the 5th, I guess the 14th until the 18th. So that's just right in the range of the Hajj days. So so that's the once again the crescent moon is the official symbol of Islam, which represents life. Okay, I told you I had some tips for you on Hajj, especially for you women, and I want you to take note. These are very important instructions on how you can prepare for the Hajj pilgrimage. That's all you women out there in Eastern Massachusetts, or yeah, that's right, Eastern Massachusetts. That's in the range of this broadcast. Okay, I'm gonna try to get to that in a few more minutes. Just hold on.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel. Today we will be talking about how I packed for my Hajj trip for this year. The trip is 2.5 weeks long in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the cities of Mecca and Medina. So it is going to be fairly warm. So the key idea behind all of our packing was to make sure that we stay healthy and fit, and some ways of staying healthy and fit is through the kinds of things that we put inside of our body, through medicines, through food, etc. And then the other aspect is how we take care of ourselves and our external bodies by what we put on our body. So we're gonna go over the kinds of things that I have kept for my trip. And then just remember, especially with the clothes, it is very important to make sure that you are keeping stuff that will keep you cool and will not trap heat inside. Otherwise, you will not be a very happy camper. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So I'll just walk you through what I packed here for my Hajj and Umrah experience in Saudi Arabia for 2.5 weeks. The first and foremost thing is a copy of my plane ticket, a copy of my passport, of course, and my PR card because I'm not a Canadian citizen yet. And last but definitely not the least, a copy of my marriage certificate because I will be traveling with my husband and I have to prove that he is indeed a mahram. We also have a copy of our meningitis vaccinations, so they know that we have gotten our meningitis vaccinations. We also had to submit these when we sent in our visas for our, passports for our visas. But just some extra copies we're taking along, you never know. So I'm going to put that aside. In terms of other items that we will be taking, let's start off with my abaya. So as you can see here, this is a button-up style. It goes all the way to my feet, just a few inches above it so that it doesn't drag on the floor and doesn't get wet in case I'm in the bathroom. It has, let me show you the arms. Yeah, so this is pretty neat. It has cuffed arms with a button, so again I can easily pull them up and pull them down as I need when I'm performing wudu. Now, as you might have noticed, this is not black, and I would highly recommend that you don't restrict yourself with the color black because there really is no restriction except for what
we just have put on ourselves. And especially considering that it will be extremely warm in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in September, it is better to go with lighter colors. So I have the skin color, but I also have one in a very nice, pretty cream color. And I just kept one black one just in case as well. Now, the good thing also about this is that it's in a very thin and breathable cotton material, but at the same time, it's not very see-through. So that's really, really great. And I got this stitched from back home in Pakistan. So God bless my mother who went through the effort and got these made and sent over all the way to Canada. I also got made in collaborating colors, just some pants and tops. So again, same material as the abaya, a very soft, breathable cotton. They have an elastic at the top and an elastic at the bottom. And this is great because they will kind of fit around my ankle and they won't move around, they won't flap around, get wet, etc. Also, I have a matching top on to go with it. This has short sleeves to keep me comfortable. And another really, really great thing that I love about this is this big pocket in the front. And this will be useful in keeping my valuables because this will be under my abaya. So this will keep it very secure. And on top of it all, it is secured with a zip. So it'll stay where it is and where it needs to be. So these are, so I have a very similar combination in the color cream and black, and during the days of Hajj and Umrah, definitely these are the things that I'm going to be relying more on because they are very breathable and light and airy. But on days that I'm not performing Hajj and or Umrah and I'm just, in Medina or in Mecca, I can wear pretty much what I have some other materials for it and other outfits as well I have planned. So this is just a set of cotton pajamas for sleeping. I have some really light cotton t-shirts. I have tried for
Okay, we're gonna get back to those very important tips for women who are intending to partake in the Hajj pilgrimage this year. Okay, we got some. I interrupted that too because I have some very important Hajj information, Hajj facts. Okay, that you may be interested in. Okay, first we'd like to talk about a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage is a journey, a search, of moral or spiritual significance. Typically, it is a journey to a shrine or other locations of importance to a person, belief, and faith, although sometimes it can be a metaphorical journey into someone's own belief. Many religions attach spiritual importance to particularly a pilgrimage, okay? Mecca or Mecca, Arabia. Mecca is a city in the Hijazi region of Arabian Peninsula and the plain of Tahama in Saudi Arabia, and is also the capital and administrative headquarters of the Mecca region. The city is located 70 kilometers inland from Jeddah, in a narrow valley at the height of 277 miles above the sea level. Okay, so the Hajj approximately takes between this year, August 19th, 2018, to August 24th, 2018. This duty for Muslim has to be carried out at least once in their lifetime, as long as they are physically able to take this journey. Okay, so the Hajj, the Hajj itself is an annual Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, the holiest city for Muslim, and a mandatory religious duty for Muslims that must be carried out at least once in their lifetime by all adult Muslims who are physically and financially capable of undertaking the journey and can support their family during their absence. It is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, alongside Shahada, Salat, Zakat, and Swam. The Hajj is the second largest annual gathering of Muslims in the world. The state of being physically and financially capable of performing the Hajj is called Istata, and a Muslim who fulfills this condition is called a Mustati. The Hajj is demonstration of the solidarity of the Muslim people and their submission of God, Allah. The word Hajj means to intend a journey, which connotes both the outward act of journey and the inward act of intention. So there's a little bit on Hajj we shared with you. All praises due to Allah. So if you're intending to make the pilgrimage, you got your mind made up. You better do it soon and get your travel arrangements squared away. Okay. I'd like another announcement before we close today. The 29th Annual Muslim Convention is coming up this year. It's which is sponsored by the Ministry of Iman, the late and great Iman War W.D. Muhammad, MOSAIC Cares Incorporated, and it's on Labor Day weekend coming up. That's August 31st to September 2nd at the Robert Treat Hotel in Newark, New Jersey. So this time it's not out in the Midwest, in Chicagoland. It's right here on the East Coast, not too far from the Cambridge region, Boston, Cambridge region. It's right south of Cambridge, Boston. That's maybe an hour's ride on the airplane. That's Newark, New Jersey, Robert Street Hotel, Newark. That's the 29th Annual Muslim Convention, and there are other conventions coming up around Labor Day. So if time permits, next time we're going to share that information with you. So I just want you to get ready. So if you'd like to make reservations or more information about reservations, you can go to the website of moscares.com. That's the 29th Annual Muslim Convention of the Ministry of W.D. Muhammad. Okay, and for reservations, you go to that, once again, MosCares, reservation, travel arrangement, etc., etc. You can go to moscares.com. I'm Hasson Rashid, and this is the History of Human Life, Diversity of Muslim Americans. There's never enough time to share with you everything that we like to, but we do thank you for tuning in and joining us for the little time that we have here on CCTV. So with that, always leave you with the fact that the superiorism can never be subjected by inferioritism. So until next time that we come together, I leave you with the international cordial of peace in the Arabic language, and that is Assalamu alaikum. Okay, I think that's it. I don't have anything else for you. Not right now, but maybe next time. Okay, let's get back to the video. We'll close the broadcast, and it's a video on some very important tips for women who are intending to make the holy pilgrimage to Mecca this year.
Them to mostly be either sleeveless or have very short sleeves, so that again I feel airy. And definitely on top of these I will be wearing my abaya, so I will be covered from head to toe, and it doesn't matter what I'm wearing underneath. And underneath I can wear either these guys or I can wear some workout pants, which again are supposed to keep you cool. They're meant for you to be hot in them and sweat in them. I also have some really nice cotton and airy scarves that I will be wearing on top of my abaya. So this is it in terms of clothes. Now for women, during the state of Ihram, there is no restriction really on what you can wear and what you can't wear. So that's really great, because for men, as you may know, it can get a little complicated. There are quite a lot of restrictions, but for women, we're pretty lucky that we can wear whatever we want. But just make sure that you are absolutely comfortable and cool in whatever you choose to take with you. I also have this really cool till hat, I believe is what it's called, and it is meant for people to be outdoors and doing outdoorsy things in them, and it has a pretty high sun protection factor. So I'm going to be wearing this. I also have my sunglasses and an umbrella to keep me away from the sun and the heat. Other really important thing that we've been recommended to take along is a small spray water bottle, and this is good for when you get really hot and you're sweating and you don't know what to do. Just fill it up with some cold water. Water is pretty freely available during Hajj and Umrah, so just fill it up with some water and spray your face, spray the back of your neck, and you will be feeling a lot better. Also, I'm taking along with me our socks. I'm going to be I know it's going to be very warm and I won't feel like wearing them, but they will definitely help to keep my feet protected, especially during days of Hajj and Umrah when I have to walk a lot. And if I'm performing sa'i or tawaf, they will be good as well, because they will keep my feet protected. I have a pretty robust first aid kit here. It has quite a lot of items, 77 pieces in fact. So I am keeping this just in case, you never know. So I will have this as well. Also for the state of Ihram, the only, I guess, restriction that women have is that we are not allowed to wear anything scented. So no perfume, no deodorant, no scented soaps, not even scented toothpaste. Now, scented toothpaste is something that we weren't able to find here. So that is something we're gonna have to go purchase when we're in Medina or Mecca, because I'm sure we'd be able to find that over there for sure. But we got pretty much everything else. I have some unscented deodorant here, a couple of packets. I have some unscented hand sanitizer. And I also have some unscented soap. And to keep the soap and to otherwise just keep myself organized, I guess I have a few Ziploc bags. So I'm sure that they will come in very, very handy. Other things that I'm taking along, just some hand cream because we'll be performing wudu quite a lot and I tend to get dry skin. Toothpaste, sunblock, very, very important. Face lotion, again with a pretty strong SPF of 30. Some petroleum jelly, very important because it is going to be very warm there and you wanna put this on places that you think might get chafed to protect yourself. I also have some shampoo. This is a travel bottle that I bought for just like $1 at Walmart, I believe, and I filled it in with my favorite shampoo. I also have a travel bottle of conditioner. Now these are scented, so I will not be able to use them while I'm in the state of Ihram during Hajj or Umrah, but outside the state of the Ihram, I can use them however I like. I also have some regular toothpaste. Now this is again is